Hi guys, this is the second part of What If My Hero Academia, Civil War MHA AU, so let's begin. Chapter 6, Loyalty. What remains of the League of Villains members groups up with Midoriya and his team to discuss their next plan of action. So, what are we going to do now? With Shigaraki gone, you better have a goal more admirable than his. Dabi then expresses his doubt and clear distrust. Even after displaying clear power, his intention is still a blur to the League. While people like Toga didn't care, it was to determine whether Twice agreed with him or not. Midoriya laid out a paper of a layout of a building structure. I've gathered as much intel as I could thanks to the help of Toru Hagakure, and with this, we can infiltrate where the next target would be at. Izuku, who are we up against and why is this person important? Sue chimes in with a reasonable question, and that allows the broccoli-haired boy to transition to his next topic. Pulling out a piece of paper of an old wanted poster. This man is named Yasuga Shin. He runs the main supply for the Nomu experimentations. Along with Kyudai Garaki, who possess the knowledge in perfecting the Nomu transformation, Shin is the backup support in providing the necessary components for him to operate. Kaminari. So, we took out the doctor. Shin can't work without his prime investor, can he? Yaoyorozu. I don't think it's that simple, Kaminari. Kodai. She's right, what's to say he won't just find another investor to sell his products? Garaki is one of a kind but not limited. When it comes to villains, there is always a replacement. Midoriya. That's why it's important to take this guy down. As they discussed the plan, Midoriya provided detailed information about Yasuga Shin. About his quirk, his weakness, his tics, what sets him off, and his very sensitive consciousness. Knowing how his emotions work also applies to the strength of his quirk, as his power allows him to conduct lethal poisons of any substance from his body. Going from liquid to gas to even solids, the potent of his poisons goes along with the strength of his emotions. Dabi. And this place. Where do we find this man? Toga. I can't wait to slice him up, right Toru? Hagakure. Girl, you too. Midoriya. Thanks to Dr. Garaki's confession, we know he is nearby. In the underground plaza where illegal works happen and where the majority of the villains reside. We head out to the Sonoma district tonight. After revealing all he could find, the group looks sternly as they are ready for the next assault. Alright, suit up and meet me here at 8. As each one of their own goes to their separate rooms, Sue takes a slight detour to her room and knocks on Mirodia's door. 1. Midoriya. Who is it? 2. Asui. It's me, Izuku. Can you open? I want to talk. 1. You don't have to be formal around me, Suyu. You can open the door. 2. Then, excuse me. She opens the door to find Midoriya laying against the bedside wall with the lamp lit to his side. She stands beside the door entrance as the atmosphere between them feels awkward. Do you need something, Suyu? He swings his legs to the side of the bed where he can make eye contact with her properly. Suyu is known for speaking out her mind, and even him and among her former class of students knew this fact, so the rare chance she would choke up is now. I wanted to check up on you. To see. How you are doing. I'm alright Suyu. Thank you for your worries, but it is wasted on me. He speaks to her formally with a little bit of sympathy. I don't think so, she responds back with a more stern voice. Everyone is expecting a lot from you, Izuku. Not only us but now the League of Villains, so it's natural to be under a little pressure. She was right. Midoriya has never been into a position of power before, and here he was, leading a small group mixed in with rogues and villains. Aligning himself with the bad guys was wrong, but he needed as much power and allies as he could get his hands on in order to fight a greater evil. Whatever that meant, we need to get stronger or else we won't stand a chance against him. Just by the thought of it, his body could not contain himself and began to shake, trembling on the hopeless outcome. The lone frog walks to his side and extends her arms out to hug him. 1. Suyu. Are you still worried about her? 2. Izuku. 2. She stopped answering my calls. Something must have happened. 1. You think he started to make his move? 2. I don't know, but things are getting drastically worse and I don't know where she is. I need to find her. I need to save her. 1. We will. I promise we will. 2. We need her. She is the key to changing this world. Pushing him back to see his face, she can see the stress through his eyes filled with concern and doubt. We will find her and save her. That's what heroes do anyways, right? She keeps up the optimistic attitude without knowing fully how bad it has gotten. Even if Midoriya is the only one who knows, he couldn't help but admire his fellow comrade who still chooses to retain her innocent nature after all they have been through now. Thanks, Suyu. You always know what to say, wiping his tears from his eyes. Ribbit ribbit, the frog girls respond with a joyful croak. He could practically feel the joy she was emitting. Seeing her happy puts a vision in his mind of a happy frog croaking in the bright light. That right. His light in the darkness. Can you gather the others? I want to speak with you all. Moments later, Sue gathers everyone apart from the league so Midoriya gets to have a chance to speak to them about something weighing on his chest. Kaminari. Yawn, why'd you call us up so late, man? Todoroki. You got something for us, Midoriya. Kaibara. Better be good. Kodai. You know what's going on. Yaoyorozu. No clue. Hagakure. Sleepy. Everyone, including Asui, waits patiently as the young green-haired boy stands in front of them. In an instant, the group could tell he had something serious to say based on his stature and eyes, but what was about to be said was something they did not expect. Midoriya, thank you guys for coming. I've been meaning to ask you guys this for the longest time. Following me, doing this of your own will, do you guys regret it? Everyone shares glances within the group with a clear sign of not understanding where he is going. Midoriya, isn't it a little too late for asking us this? Kaminari chimes in, which only proves his point. That's precisely why I asked you this. What we did during the UA incident, with Dr. Garaki and the Nomus, do you guys not think we went too far? That we should stop? Todoroki, what we think, feel or do is our choice. We do this because we believe in you and your goals. Why do you ask us this? Midoriya, it's because I don't want to drag you guys into something we may never dig ourselves out from. You guys can still go back home and put the blame all on me, you know. Make up an excuse and say you guys were brainwashed and stuff. Asui, Izuku, Yaoyorozu, and what will become of you? He thought of many backup scenarios, but it does not mean it was any better than the first. He balls his fist in shame. I could also do the same and put the blame on the league, but I can't stop here. I need to press forward and go through it all. No matter how bad or hopeless it may seem, she needs me. Everyone knew exactly who he was referring to and how much she meant to him, so they knew he would never stop. But that doesn't mean he has to do it alone. Kaibara. We get it. We know how far you are willing to go, even if it means going against the policy of heroism. Kodai. Even if you give us a way out, we all decided a long time ago to stick by your side. Through thick and thin. Hagakure. We believe in you, Midoriya. We have full trust that what we are doing is for the better good of this world. Asui. We choose to stay with you. Have faith in us and have faith in yourself. Todoroki. That is our resolve. Midoriya was in utter shock. Wherever he looked, what he saw was his beloved friends smiling his way, showing absolute trust and faith in his belief in the possibilities that can happen as long as they have each other. Realizing this, he could not have possibly asked for a better team. This is what it means to have loyalty. But your families, you won't be seeing them again. Are you okay with that? Pulling out the big question. Everyone, even Todoroki, thought about it, but they show no signs of wavering. Keeping the fact that they are still kids, teenagers taking up dangerous tasks, doing this seems more important. Kaminari. When we succeed, our parents won't have to worry. Sticking to their decision, nothing's changed and a huge weight was lifted from his heart. Coming from the bottom of his heart, no words could express his gratitude, but maybe it is enough to portray his honest feelings, so it's best to say it as loudly and proud as he can show. Thank you. From that day on, the League and Midoriya's group spent the next 3 days training and preparing their utilities for their next mission, and when that day arrived, they walked the streets of Sonoma District looking for Yasuga Shin. Kaminari. Are these really our new uniforms? It feels more like casual wear. Midoriya. These suits underwent changes in terms of appearance, but it still retains the quality of the suits Hatsume still made for us. Thanks to Yaoyorozu, we should be able to blend in more with the casual wear of villains. Yaoyorozu. Thanks. I tried to do the best I could, with some help. Todoroki. Still, with these clothes, I feel like I'm a gangster. Mafia even. Kaibara. That's cool and all, Midoriya, but your suit is the most generic of all. What are you aiming for with just a suit and tie? Midoriya. Offset appearance, it shows as a regular suit, but this gives me the most mobile when it comes to my quirk. Both in durability and agility, it allows me to use my quirk without restrictions. Hagakure. Well, I think it looks kinda hot, right? Asui. Other than the rest of the league who seem to show a bit of disappointment for not being included, it's not like they needed the extra change as they feel comfortable in their own skin. Arriving in front of the place where their target should be, Midoriya settles the gang right outside of the building to review the plan once more. Splitting in 3 teams, Midoriya, Asui, Todoroki and Dabi will be the front line entering the front door while Toga, Hagakure, Kaminari and Kaibara will enter the back entrance so that they could cover every entrance point they know about while scanning around for possible exits Shin could take. Twice, Kodai and Yaoyorozu will be on standby as a last resort when things get really bad and Midoriya and the group need the extra hand to pull out. Understanding the plan, each team goes to their separate stations waiting on standby for Midoriya and his team's signal. Not knowing their environment very well, Dabi is put in charge to take lead on this operation in hopes he is able to get the team past the bouncer. Waiting in line, a dark-skinned weighted man stops them. State your business. Dabi looks maturely old for his age but one glance behind him, his mood changes to a more aggressive tone when realizing there were kids behind them. I got some personal business to attend to with my colleagues. You wanna so desperately, why don't you come closer and find out? A light threat sparks blue flames around his face. This scare tactic seems to work even though the bouncer didn't visibly show it as he let them pass without saying a word. Thank you, Dabi. I appreciate you doing this. Midoriya shows his gratitude. He did not respond but with a mere grunt. They enter the building to find out it is a huge club where villains go to make deals and party out. Okay guys, you know the plan, split into groups of 2 and scan the area. I'll let Kaminari and them know we're in. Midoriya breaks the group into teams of 2 with Midoriya and Asui scanning the left side and Todoroki and Dabi covering the right. On their own, they need to find a bearded man with a scar on his left and wears a black trench coat. Dabi and Todoroki walks together with Todoroki in particular was in charge of the extra task of watching Dabi as he doesn't do anything drastic that is worth killing as a last resort. Hey, Dabi speaks out, snapping the half in half out of a trance. The man covered in marks turns to face him with a disconcerting look. You are the son of Enji Todoroki, right? The son of the hero Endeavor. His tone turned aggressive as soon as he uttered his father's name. 1. Todoroki. Yeah, so. 2. Dabi. You are supposed to be Endeavor's prized pupil. His true successor. What are you doing here lumping around with villains, huh? 1. I am here supporting a friend. Nothing more. 2. Blindly following a kid who does not know what he is doing. 1. Watch your mouth. Dabi or else. 2. Or what? You're gonna burn me, freeze me, kill me. What more could your family possibly do to me, huh? Dabi's hurtful words sparked a fuse in Todoroki that caused him to unconsciously lit up his flaming quirk. The scarred villain smiles in satisfaction as he also retaliates by lighting his blue flames. Come on, Endeavor's son. Show me what you got. Buzz. Stick to the plan, Dabi, or I will kill you myself. A voice coming through the comms catches his attention and it was the voice of the same broccoli boy he was trash talking about. Don't think I can hear you without the earpiece. Disrespect my friend one more time and I will personally take care of you. And you know I can, as I spared your life when your leader Shigaraki wasn't so lucky. Everyone, including Todoroki and Dabi, heard him and he sounded dead serious. TCH, he hisses back but complies with his request. Now that the situation died down, the 2 hotheads put out their flames altogether. I don't know what issues you have with me or my family, but stay out of it. It has nothing to do with you anyways, so best to keep it to yourself. Todoroki left it on that before he continued his search, leaving Dabi in utter shame and anger. He grits his teeth to hear those words come out of him so casually, it hurts. He whispers under his breath with the voice of a pained man. But it does. Upon the signal, Kaminari and his group were able to enter from the back entrance to help with the search. Hagakure was able to take care of the guards in the back with her trusty bloody knife, and Toga took the initiative to sample some blood and put up a disguise for herself as one of the guards. Covering Asui and Midoriya's side, they searched together long and hard for their target. The longer they looked, the more impatient Midoriya got when it came down to it, and Asui did not know how to comfort him under all the music and pressure. 1. Asui. Are you still worried about her? 2. Midoriya. What? No, we have to focus on the task at hand. 1. I know, but still. You have a very concerned face right now. I'm worried. 2. Please, you don't have to be. Just help me at this moment and locate Yasuga Shin. 1. Quote. Okay, It did not take long until Midoriya spotted a man that matches their description. Calling over Asui and radioing the rest of the team, everyone could spot the man in the corner of their eyes. A fairly middle-aged man dressed in a thick black coat sits by himself surrounded by dangerous men. Target spotted, you know what to do. The scarred man continues to enjoy his time at the club, dining on high-class food and fine wine. Amongst the joy, an unsettling feeling lurks down his neck as he feels a slight warm air. In a panic, he jumps from his couch and scouts the area. Who's there? His small gang looked at him a bit confused with the sudden outburst, but Yasuga seemed so sure someone was so close to him to where he felt someone warm breath. The faint smell of a feminine fragrance only confirms his paranoia. Lackey 1. Boss. No one is near you. Lackey 2. Shin. No, someone's here. I smell a girl. Lackey 3. A girl. Oh, let me get first lick in when you find her. Continuing his scan with the area, something freaky happened just behind one of his guards. He did not know what to think of it, but a small knife began to float behind one of them and pointed the sharp end towards his neck. Verone, watch out! His call of plea falls short as the knife effortlessly pierces the guard's neck deeply. Digging in deeper, the knife then pulls out quickly, having a fountain of blood spurting from the wound. The injured guard drops to the floor as he chokes on his own blood. While the other two shout out in a panic, Yasuga watches closely as the knife continues to float around. Who are you? The object did not respond, but it angled itself to where it slid across a surface that wasn't there. Nothing was there, but the thick amount of blood stuck on the knife stained the air, and it allowed Shin to see a smile forming across absolutely nothing. Someone has an invisible quirk. Am I being targeted? Someone wants me dead. How did they know I would be here? Before he could demand answers, the knife then points straight towards him and charges at terrifying speeds. Oh shit! In a panic, he opens his trench coat and purple gas seeps out, covering his surroundings. The person with the invisibility quirk backs off, providing distance between the two and allowing him to escape. Followed by his two colleagues, they make their way to the back exit to make their escape, but a wall of ice intercepts their path. Shin turns to the right to spot a young man in a black suit with crimson marking and a mask that shows duality colors of red and blue. Who the hell are you? Again, the figure did not answer back, which only intensifies the already dangerous situation. As the loud commotion began to clear out the club, the only ones staying were ones who were curious and the ones who worked there. The only two bodyguards left begin to put Shin behind them while preparing to confront the lone man. While the two were preoccupied, Shin manages to find more figures staring back at him. He can vaguely spot one girl in a dark green tracksuit-like uniform with a frog mask emerging from the crowd. One by one, a person wearing a mask makes their appearance. First, there was a man wearing a black leather jacket and cargo pants with a black mask painted with yellow lightning bolts from each side. Then a girl in a combatant skirt and fanny packs along her waist with a purple fox mask appeared. A moment later, another figure with a black doctor mask emerges from the dark wearing a black suit with a white Koyo. Shin, who are you people? Do you have any idea who you guys are dealing with? Midoriya, we know exactly who you are. Finally, a person speaks in a monotone voice. The panicked man turns to see a young boy walking into frame as his teammates make way for his appearance. This little kid was the first person he could make a conversation with, and unlike the others he previously encountered, this one is not wearing a mask. A young man with green hair wears a black button-up vest, white clear sleeve shirt and white gloves. It's because we know who you are is the exact reason you must die. Shin, me, die, you must be joking. You kids can't possibly fathom who you guys are dealing with. If he hears about this then he will be forced to act upon it. I want nothing more than to poke the bear, and what better way to do it than take away his one source of supply. He pulls out his bag and reaches in to grab one of his own masks. As he puts it on, all the scarred man could see was a cracked mask across the face and a crooked smile. As of now, Shin along with his two bodyguards are completely surrounded by each other. In a hopeless situation, he watches as these menacing groups of killers take action. We're on the go. Second part ended. Thanks for watching.